So we need three digital constants, and then we need three input NAND gates. We need two of them, and then we need two input NAND gates. And then we need an inverter. So we are going to make connections. Further we need two input NAND gates, and again we need two of them. We need two resistors, and then we need two LEDs. And then we need a ground to ground our current. And here is our last connection. So this is our clocked master slave JK flip flop. Uh, This is our master slave. And this is our slave latch. It is our J input. It is clock and it is K input. Here is the clock dash and it is our Q, and here is our Q dash. And here is the truth table of clock master, characteristic table of clock master slave JK flip flop. So we are going to simulate our circuit and check the output. So here is a problem. We did not connect it, our clock. So here I connected it. So we see that now our Q of T, that is previous Q is 1, and we check that if our J and K is 0, our next output is also 1, and the previous output is 1 and the input is 0, the next output should be 1. So J and K are 0, previous output is 0, now it is considering as input. Now if we change our clock, the next input is not changing, it is 1. And we check when our K is 1. Now our K is 1 and we are changing clock, it is 0. The next input is, the next output is 0. So here is 0. If we check that when the previous output, and that is considering as an input, and the J is 0 and the K is 1, our next output is 0. So for now Q, when the Q is 0, we check that when the J and K are 0. So when the J and K are 0, if we change our clock, the next input is also 0. For when our K is 1 and the previous output is 0 and the J is 0, if we change our clock, it remains 0. For when our J is 1 and K is 0, if I change the clock, the next input is 1. You can see it from this characteristic table. And now we are going to here when the Q, that is the previous output, is 1 and the J is 1 and K is 0. J is 1, K is 0. If we change our clock input, and the next output remains 1. And whenever both J and K are 1 and the previous output is 1, we change our clock input, the next input is 0. Here we can say that it is X, that it could be 0 or 1. And now we check that when our Q is 0 and if J and K are 1, we change our clock input, the Q is 1, the next input is 0. So the line number 4 and line number 8. If you see our line number 4 and line number 8, as we can see that the next input is X, because here is the JK are 1 and 1. By changing our clock input, we get Q0, and by changing clock we get Q1. So we can say that this is our X. Here is the don't care condition. So this is our clock master slave JK flip flop. Thank you.